Hey guys, how's it going? We are taking a look at Mezco's Wolverine Tiger Stripe. This is the convention exclusive that they had at New York Comic Con. This is from their 112 Collective. Alright, so let's go over his accessories first, then we'll get into the figure. We'll start with the heads that he comes with. He comes with the basic grumpy face, and then he comes with the grinning, I'm going to kick the crap out of your face. Very nice detail on that one. He does come with an unmasked head, which I'm not personally too sold on. I think it has fantastic detail, but I don't know, the sculpting on it just does not feel like Wolverine to me. It feels off. I don't know what it is. Something about it just doesn't feel right to me. I know other people like it. Me personally, it just doesn't hit the mark, and I won't be using this as a display piece, but hey, to each their own. He also does come with the demon mask, which doesn't seem to fit very well on either of the different heads that I tried. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it is really cool. It's a nice piece. I wish it would have came with the sword instead, but beggars can't be choosy. Still a nice piece. He also comes with a few sets of hands. He comes with obviously the clawed hands, which Wolverine clawed hands. He also comes with the open gripped hands. He comes with the left and right of this. So you know that hand. He has more of a closed hand. So maybe if he had like a can of beer, that would have been pretty cool. Because you know Wolverine likes to drink. A can of beer would have been nice in there. And then he has the fist hands. So I'm only showing you one of the two hands, but he does come with one of each of these. So you do get left and rights for each set of those. Okay, so let's get into the figure himself. All right, let's bring him in nice and close. Like I said, the masked version of Wolverine looks incredible. Let me get this claw out of the way. I like how you can see the expression in his face underneath the mask. You can see the lines, the anger, the rage. The 5 o'clock shadow is really cool. I like the look of him with his mask on. Let's go into the rest of them. Arms, the paint application for the hair looks really good. I think that's like a nice fine detail that most figures don't usually do. Usually you see it all smooth or you don't see it at all. But to add the hair, because he's supposed to be a hairy little runt, it's a nice detail that they added, and I think that needs to be pointed out. The X on his belt is nice and shiny, so you can see that's like almost metal. The rest of the leather belt is really cool. The claws look incredible, nice polish on them, nice sharpness to them, nice angles, and they're not sharp. Like they're not sharp to touch. They look sharp. Like they look like they'd be pointing or like they would hurt you, but they don't. They're nice. That's the nice way to do it, is to make them look like they're actually sharp, but they're not. So it's a nice blend. If you compare it to like say Marvel Legends, they look thick and they just don't look right. These actually look like they have the right sculpting, the right size, the right detail. One thing let's keep going through this and I'll point out the one of the negatives that I'll point out. The boots are really nice. Some people don't like the laces. You have to remember that Mezco is not looking to make a identical version from the comics. That's one thing. Yeah, that keeps coming off. They're not trying to make an identical version of Wolverine from the comics. They're trying to make it more lifelike. That's why you have this, looks like more of like a metal shoulder pads, and that the gloves look metal, that you have buckles on them. Everything's not perfectly smooth. The boots have laces on them and it has this nice little metal flashing on it. So they actually look like they could be real. That's what they're going for, and they've actually achieved it. As for what's plastic and what's fabric, obviously this is all plastic. This is fabric, this is fabric, this is clear fabric. That's that leather that they put on their figures. I know people have been complaining about this stitching down here in between, but you really can't see it. At least on mine, you can't see it that much. So I really can't complain. And somebody can think of a better way to do it. They're more than welcome to try. My shoulder here seems to pop off every so often. because the way that the shoulder works, let me show you guys. This is kind of neat and ingenious how they did it. They put it on a hinge so that you can move the shoulder. This one seems to pop off quite often, but it's easy to put back on. So I'll show you with this side. So you can move it up and down so you can get different poses without it being interfering. So it moves with it and then it drops down. So you have that nice little feature there. So that's cool. It can, like I said, it can pop off just because it is a hinge. But it's not difficult to put back on. You just have to get the right angle on it and situate it properly. And once these are collectibles. They are meant to be posed. They're not really like action figure where you're gonna be wrestling with these figures or something like that. You're gonna put them in a pose and you're gonna stick it to them. So if it pops off every so often, it's not that big of a deal. It's easy to just slap right back on. It is something to note though. So overall, fantastic looking Wolverine figure. I know they're coming out with another. They're coming out with the brown version of him. Until I have that one in hand, I can't tell you exactly which one I like better, but this one is fantastic. He has classic Wolverine. That tiger stripe is what people, very iconic to him. I would hope that they keep making different versions of Wolverine, because I know they have Old Man Logan coming out, and they have the, like I said, the brown one coming out, which is the general release one. There's so many different costumes for Wolverine that I could see one being like somebody's favorite and another one not being it, so they need to make different versions of him. I hope they don't clog him up too much, because there are so many other characters that they could do to, accompany Wolverine, that I don't want them to slow down doing too many Wolverines, but at the same point, I would love to see like other styles, like the X-Men uniform Wolverine, or other versions like the Jim Lee Wolverine. So I don't normally do comparisons, but I do have a Hasbro Marvel Legends version nearby. So we're going to do a couple comparisons, and I want to show you one other thing with the Mezco ones. So this is a Marvel Legends style. So you can see the difference. You can see just the quality overall that Mezco is going for. And you can definitely see, like, even the shoulders and, like I said, the lack of hair. And even the anatomy, you can see that looks ridiculous compared to this. This looks more natural, more like human arms. This looks very comic, very ridiculous. Ignore the claws. Those are a custom of metal claws. So anyway, you can see a comparison there side by side of what it looks like compared to a Marvel Legends. Yeah. Once you see this compared to this, you're like, this is kind of chintzy. Sorry, it's the truth. So the other thing I wanted to show you real quick is I did a review recently of Deadpool. You can check that out on my channel, on the channel. So you can see right there, there's a, I'm going to scroll, bring this back a little bit further so you guys can see there is a height difference. So sometimes you might think, well, they're using the same body type, they're using the same body for each figure, and you can't tell because it's under the clothes or wherever. But no, I'll bring him back one more time. Deadpool is taller. So that's great. I love that they do scale. I love that it's even just a minor scale, because, people might be a couple inches taller than another person. It doesn't have to be this drastic change. It just has to be subtle enough that you can notice that, oh, Wolverine is shorter. He's supposed to be shorter. He doesn't have to be ridiculously short, just short enough that you can make different, that you can tell. So overall, fantastic figure. I know he's going to be hard to find due to him being an exclusive, but they are making the other color. But if this is anything to show what the other one's going to look like, he's awesome. So, well worth getting. Try to get at least one version of Wolverine from Mezco if you can. He is ridiculously cool. He's really, he's one of those characters that you need at least one really good-looking Wolverine to have in your collection. And this one works. The blend between the plastic and the fabric works on this. At times, I think that sometimes the neck, the body looks kind of weird. But if you pose him correctly, you can't really tell. And that's the difference. Like, you can see on camera, you can't really even tell the difference between this is fabric and this is plastic. So you really can't see that difference that much. You can see the lines, but you can't really tell if this is actually fabric and this isn't. So that's what you're looking for. Overall, though, he is awesome. And how can you not display him with the claws? I don't know. That is one critique I wanted to point out, though. These hands do look like you could, like, plug claws into them. Let me just see. You can plug a claw into them. Now, I tried giving these a little tug, and they're not coming out, and I'm not about to try to force it. But that would have been kind of nice if they would have given you like an extra set of claws that you could just plug and play. So like if you wanted to have one claw sticking up, like sometimes he's done the middle finger where he's dropped both claws and left one out. That might have been kind of fun if you want to do like an action pose where you're having him stab somebody, but you want to have like two claws out and one claw like kind of like threatening, which he's done in the movies. That would have been kind of fun. I can understand that maybe it might be a little bit more difficult with the sculpt or just to be able to do, but it might be something to think about in the future to see if they can actually incorporate a plug-in feature into just maybe one or two of the hands, not all of them, but just maybe one or two, just to give it that versatility of different combinations. All right, everybody, that's all I got. If you're gonna get him, you should get him. He is awesome. Like I said, the next one's shipping soon, so see if you can grab that one if you can't get a hold of this one. I'm out. See ya.